I'm here with Brit Morin, founder and CEO of Brit & Co.
Hello.
Great to have you here. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's get to the easy news right away. Congrats on the big fundraising round that Verizon invested in. You know, we've certainly taken in strategic investors too. Talk me a bit through how you think about that.
This is the first time really taking a strategic investor to this level. And we've held off in the past because we really wanted to make sure we understood where the business model was headed before we knew how to pour gas on the fire. What's great about Verizon is that they have 1.5 billion customers and subscribers across, wireless, TV Now, retail stores. They have so many different content properties through Oath, Yahoo and AOL. So the data that they have is really incredible, the reach that they have is really incredible, and we felt like they would be a great partner for us as we scale to the next level.
What's the one or two sentences that you use to describe the company now? I mean, just because I want to show you that I do my homework, I think of it as being kind of maker-oriented media designed for people who want to, create and make products that are involved in entertainment, lifestyle, things of that nature.
Yeah, I think we've evolved a little bit to be more about every aspect of creativity for women, right? So whether that's beauty or style to crafting and entertaining to cooking, all of those things. I mean, we get the rap of like the millennial Martha Stewart, which I don't love because we actually are more about a community of women than a single woman. And yes, my face and my name are in the brand name, but so is the Co, which stands for community. And so the next thing you'll start to see from us is us elevating some of these other women who are true experts in all these different subject matters.
But the difference being the creativity, meaning that in all these different things, whether it's style or food or building something or
even parenting.
There's an element of creating it yourself, building it yourself.
Correct.
I mean, Brit & Co would not have an article on a dress you can buy, right? There would typically have to be some element of a dress that you could buy that you could
typically,
tailor.
Or how to wear that dress and like pair it with something else. So like we're really trying to tap into that right side of the brain for women, and most women don't believe they have a right side of the brain. So a lot of it is convincing them that they are creative and that thinking about things
what do you
like
mean? Most women don't believe that? What do you mean by that?
Most people don't believe they're creative people.
Oh, most people don't. Okay.
Most women specifically. It's like putting on eyeshadow. I know you don't know this, but there's gradients involved, there's shadowing involved, there's all kinds of stuff. Even just putting on your makeup every day.
On that, there's one thing, I read this book, Mindset, which I found. Have you read Mindset?
I haven't read Mindset.
I found it incredibly inspiring. Is it good for most people to be bad at things? Do most people, I think like people stay away from doing a lot of things because they're afraid of being bad at it. I think it's better to be bad at something than to be nothing at something.
Totally.
Like
it's
your project,
I
did two of your projects. I did a terrible job doing your projects,
it was so much fun.
And I did
it's
it.
Entertainment, right? Like I think there's this pressure. This is why adults don't feel like they're creative, because when we're children, we all love doing creative projects because no one's going to judge us and we're not insecure about our abilities. And when maybe we become adults, we're afraid that someone's going to judge us, or we're going to get rated on something, or we have to share it on our Instagram channel. It has to look perfect. And it doesn't. It can just be fun, and it can just be tapping into that right side of your brain that needs to get activated every now and then.
You've gone heavily into video over the time that I've known you in the company, as have any media companies that wanted to thrive. Do you think you're going to be a television network? Do you want to be what comes after a cable network? I use this term post-cable network. Do you want to be a replacement for E or Bravo or any of these or DIY network?
Yeah. I don't know that we want to be a television network because I don't believe anyone wants to be a television network. I think it's all shifting, as you've stated before. But I do think there's synergy in the fact that, with HGTV, Food Network, DIY Network, some of these women's Lifetime, Bravo, Oxygen, etc., we're taking a piece of a lot of those things. And if there was like a women's creative network, I think Brit & Co would want to be it, and we're trying to do that for the digital age.
And where does the bulk of the revenue come from now? You've got several different lines. You've got the e-commerce line, you've got traditional advertising, you've got native content. You've got the you're monetizing offsite. You've got some Snapchat. I guess you do pop-ups.
You do
channels.
Discover. So it's funny depending on how you bucket all those things, because we have so many different revenue lines, right? But media is still more than half of the business. However, we're making incredible, like 500% growth in our commerce businesses, which range from lines of products at Target stores nationwide to online classes, which have been really compelling for our audience. We offer, about 100 courses. They're like an hour or so long, and topics ranging from calligraphy to coding, and women love them all. So that's been another way that we've grown our business as well.
And my final question for you is, when you look out and you see Facebook and Google and Snapchat and the different platforms, which do you find most threatening and distressing to your day-to-day operations of your business? That was not where you thought I was going, but that's where that's what I think about. I mean, look, they drive us, they drive us crazy. I'm curious as to what you're willing to say or not say.
What I'm willing to say is that we're one of, if not the top publisher on Pinterest. We reach half their audience monthly.
I didn't even bring up Pinterest, yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that a lot of people are overlooking right now. However, for us, it's huge on-site on Pinterest, right? We are testing a bunch of things with them, from video to other ways to monetize on Pinterest, and I think it could be a make or break for us. I think it could be huge if Pinterest really allows publishers to monetize and to convert traffic.
Are you optimistic on Pinterest? It's funny, we never bring them up anymore. They just did a flat valuation. You worked at Google, you've seen this world. You're bullish on the company?
What I'm bullish about is that there's 55% purchase intent on Pinterest, and if that company doesn't figure out how to convert that into advertising dollars, then they're totally missing out. I think that compared to Snapchat and Facebook, who have less than 10% purchase intent, Pinterest should be the place where retailers and advertisers are going to spend their dollars.
Brit, a pleasure having you here. I hope you have a very prosperous and successful Cannes.